This is RamCenter.
Hey everyone, my name is Damanveer Singh, and welcome to another episode of RamCenter. And today we will be discussing the most anticipated football game of the year, the Super Bowl. So just to begin, can you guys please state your names and your involvement, how long you've been involved with football? I'll start with you.
Coach Maggio. I graduated Lodi High School in 1999. Started playing football since I was 10. I've been coaching for over 12 years now.
I'm Coach Romeo. I graduated in 2006. I played for Coach Tirico in high school, and I've been playing since I was 10 years old as well. And I've been coaching for, this is my first year.
Coach Tirico, I've been here forever.
Also want to add 1998 state champions, Lodi High School.
2006 state champions as well.
It's 2005.
2005.
Spectator of Lodi football since 2012. And so it seems like you guys know what you guys are talking about. Alright, so now in relation to the game, what do you guys think will be the keys to victory? Start with you, Mr. Maggio.
I think it all starts with defense, of course. Both teams have a very good defense, but I don't know if the interior line for the Denver Broncos can withstand the pass rush that the Carolina Panthers are going to put on Peyton Manning.
I think it also comes down to the defensive line as well. As long as they can contain Cam Newton and keep him in the pocket, I think Denver might edge it out.
Oh, we're predicting now who's going to win this game?
Not yet.
Oh, to win it, I'm telling you.
Baby steps. What do you think the keys to victory?
Well, Carolina's going to come out to play. They always do. They come out right away and play. They score a lot of points early. Denver, if they're not ready to play, it could be a long day for them. But defense wins championships, and Carolina's front is pretty strong.
All right, so just going on to the topic of defense, we know both teams have elite defenses, but which defense do you think has the edge in this matchup?
Would you like me to start?
Yes.
I'm going to go with Carolina and Luke Kuechly, Boston College. Love watching him play. He's always around the field. He's always in the picture. I think he's going to be the difference maker in Sunday's game.
All right.
I would have to agree with Coach Maggio. I think.
But you're wearing a Broncos shirt.
I'm rooting for him. I'm just telling my honest opinion.
Sorry.
I think Luke Kuechly is going to be the difference maker. He's all over the field. He usually is. And I think he comes out and makes a few plays. I think if he gets a few turnovers defensively, an interception, 12-plus tackles, I think they'll take it.
Well, I think Denver's defense is ranked above Carolina. Because of their front, they got Von Miller and DeMarco, what's his name?
Marcus.
Marcus.
Yeah, former Dallas Cowboy.
They're very tough up front. But again, Carolina might have the offensive and defensive player of the year on their team.
All right, so aside from defense, we know that running game makes a big difference in all football games. With both teams having great duos, Stewart and Tolbert for the Panthers, and Hillman and Anderson for the Broncos, which duo you think is gonna outperform the other one in this game?
Well, believe it or not, Carolina Panthers entered last week's game with the most number of running plays that they ever entered a game with. So being able to run with the quarterback and the running back, being able to stop both of them is very difficult. It's one of the offenses that Coach Tirico implemented here with Stephen Villa, and I see how well that was executed. And it was very difficult to see who's going to run the ball with Cam and whoever's in the backfield, Stewart, who I think is going to have more than at least 2 catches out of the backfield, which are kind of like run plays, little short screens. So I think, without a doubt, Carolina is going to have more rushing yards than Denver will.
I think Denver's duo takes the edge, only because I think they're better receiving out of the backfield than Tolbert and Stewart will be.
Coach?
Well, I think that there's no running threat by Peyton Manning. So all the rush is going to be done by.
He did have that 10-yard rush last
I know
game.
we could talk about that. Carolina, they have a 10-yard rush every series, but he had it once a year, and everybody's talking about it. I don't think they have to worry about him running the football. They got to worry about the running back, and he'll get more carries. And believe it or not, running backs, yes, Denver will have more, but rushing yards, Carolina will have more.
All right, guys. So finally, for the favorite part of everybody of this show, which team wins the Super Bowl? Predictions.
I'm going with Carolina 30, Denver 20.
Romeo?
I think Carolina edges it out. I'm going to go with...
Again, he's wearing a Broncos shirt.
I'm rooting for them, but I think Carolina still takes it. I think it's going to be 24-21.
Once again, Peyton Manning's the sheriff, but there's a new sheriff in town. Cam Newton will take over, and I don't think Denver has a chance to be in the ball game after the first quarter.
What about your prediction?
I'm going with the Panthers too.
Score?
Let's say 28-21. All right, guys, thank you for your time, and
Right.
Let's see how these predictions turn out.
You know that Coach Canizaro's not here because he's in the Super Bowl pie eating contest. He's prepping for it, the cannibal.
All right, we're all rooting for you, Mr. Canizaro.
This is RamCenter.
Alright guys, welcome back to another edition of RamCenter. So for those of you guys who missed the game, here's some highlights.
9 years ago, would it be his last game? What about the NBA MVP? Steph Curry, keep pounding. Cam, the newly minted MVP, couldn't get it going. Down 3-0 after Denver kicked a field goal on the opening drive. Von Miller made his presence felt right away.
Hey, Steve Mariucci said that the right tackle was going to be a factor in this game. Sack. Touchdown.
We watch a lot of guys with a quick first step. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone with that quick of a first step.
That was Malik Jackson with the score for Denver. But how about Coney Ely, the game he had today? His first career interception, and Peyton Manning has now thrown a pick in all 4 Super Bowls in which he's played. That ties his boss, John Elway, for the dubious honor.
Oh, come on, Chris. The man won the football game. That was a great play by the defense right there.
Let's pick it up 16-7 in the third. Overshoots Ted Ginn. And T.J. Ward, he loses it. However, the Broncos do recover. That secondary was outstanding on this day.
It was the turnovers that really did doom the Carolina Panthers. And Denver caused those turnovers. They were not just mistakes.
Still down 9. It's Coney Ely again with the strip sack. Carolina recovers. Ely tied a Super Bowl record with 3 sacks on this day. And Carolina, oh so sluggish. The #1 scoring offense in the league has the ball, has his defense to thank. And now Cam trying to do his work. Has it tipped away Bradley Roby.
Bradley Roby played a phenomenal game. Dion always talks about if this kid was on any other team, he'd be the #1 starting corner.
So Carolina settled for a field goal to get it within 6, and then this is the play that sealed it for Denver. Another strip by Von Miller. T.J. Ward recovered.
Great play by Von Miller, and I'm a little bit confused.
So ain't
on
nobody
Cam
gonna
Newton
say nothing.
not diving for that football right there.
So we gonna play like we ain't see that.
So that
That was a
is
horrible route by
2011 draft class crime on 2011
Why not
draft
dive on
class
that ball?
crime right there. The 1 and 2 picks overall, and the Broncos managed to get this thing. At this point, they had not scored an offensive touchdown.
Josh, with a bad hole there, but you got to talk to the Marius, man. You got to sit your 88 clubber down.
And right now, he's a champion. That's all he's thinking about. Doesn't matter how rocky the waters were. They got the ship in.
Then C.J. Anderson punches it in. Grew up in nearby Vallejo, California. Went to Cal, and that'll seal it.
It's Cooper right
Yeah,
there.
I'm saying that about Cooper Chris.
It's a Gatorade bag.
That looks funny on TV, too.
He's part of that
It's
man's
just-
family. Cool, way to be happy for your brother.
So Gary Kubiak becomes the first head coach to win a Super Bowl for the team for which he played.
So what's your reaction to the final score?
Would you like to go first, Coach?
Sure. I think it was something we all expected, being in a very big defensive game. Did we expect more to happen from the Carolina Panthers? Of course. Cam Newton was shut down pretty good. The defensive line controlled him well, kept him in the pocket. Didn't let him do much. Offensively for Denver, I know we were hoping that Peyton Manning would do a little bit more too. You know, he kind of turned it on in the second half a little bit. I think he finished with about 150 yards. So, I mean, it was a great game, great defensive game. A little bit boring for us to watch offensively, but 5 turnovers definitely won't win you a game either way.
Magic?
Peyton freaking Manning. That's all I gotta say.
That's it?
That's it.
All right, so now when we talk about big plays, we know the Jared Cotchery play was very controversial. Now, what's your decision? Was it a catch or not?
In the NFL, it's hard to determine really what is a catch. I mean, last year, Dallas Cowboys, Des Bryant, That was a catch. They should have been playing in the NFC Championship game. So, it's really hard, especially for new viewers. What is the definition of a catch? I think the NFL is going to do a better job in the offseason to try to rectify that. Position determines perspective. Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was a catch.
I'd have to agree. I thought it was a catch. When he came down to the ground and the ball was touching the ground, the rule says that as long as you have your hand underneath it should be a catch.
So would you say that the Panthers got robbed? Because remember that after that it was a sack fumble that turned the momentum around.
You can't really go based off of that. The next play you move on. That's what the beautiful thing about what football teaches you is that play's over and done with. You got to move on, move forward. That's it.
And it's not like they were dominating offensively anyway, so they would have had to work to get themselves back in the game, and they weren't able to do it after that.
All right, and if you guys remember that play late in the game when another sack, there was another fumble, Cam Newton doesn't dive on the ball. What do you think about that?
That was shocking that he didn't go after it. Yeah. I mean, right from the beginning, it seemed like he was a little, thunderstruck. He wasn't really playing the way he usually plays, loose. But that was interesting. I thought that was a little out of character for him. Yeah.
Huge character judgment there, and I think a lot of people are going to think differently of Cam Newton after this one.
He's a young guy. He has time to grow, right? What do you think?
Hey, you never know. I mean, you're always one play away.
Yeah.
You're always one play away from ending your career.
So, would you call him sort of loser, especially after how he walked off the podium?
I think that's harsh. Well, if the podium, he just said it a little while ago. Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser. And we have that hanging in our coach's office, of course. Nobody wants to be in the center stage after you lose, especially the Super Bowl. And then also the backdrop. Not like this beautiful backdrop that we have here now. This is gorgeous, isn't it? They were interviewing Denver Bronco players right behind him. She was hearing everything that they were saying. So I'd be frustrated too and get them to walk out.
So, what do you think?
I would have definitely been frustrated myself. I think he should have handled it a little bit better, especially with answering questions and everything. You look at players like a Peyton Manning. Who can go through a post-interview no matter what game he loses and no matter how much he loses by, he always handles himself the right way and makes himself a role model for the kids too. Because Cam Newton, all he did all year was put up balls in the stands and give it to every little kid out there and stuff. And then he kind of displays himself and carries himself like that. I wish he handled it a little differently.
All right, and any final words about the Super Bowl?
Looking forward to the NFL draft. That's it. That's the beautiful thing about the NFL. It's like a big soap opera. Super Bowl ended, next season starts. Teams get themselves ready for the draft and upcoming. Odds on next year's Super Bowl's already out. Who's going to be the winner? You got to go out and say the Dallas Cowboys again. Of course, they're going to be right there in it.
Not sure about that, but Mr. Romeo.
Well, I wish I could be as confident.
That's why we're the one making the suggestions. You're asking the questions. You ask us what we think.
Okay.
I wish I could be as confident with my team, but the Dolphins ain't going to be there for a really long time.
Yeah. Well, what would be your Super Bowl prediction next year? Super Bowl champ.
Super Bowl champs. Panthers. You're gonna win.
All right. There you go.
That's why
Calvin Benjamin comes back.
Calvin Benjamin does come back. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. See you next time.